we're back here with Julia Vittoria. This is my wife. This is a very exciting episode because this time we're in Brazil. We're shooting our first podcast here from Brazil, though. How are you doing, baby? Or I guess I should say, tudo bem, meu amor?
Tudo bem.
Tudo? Tudo bem por aí.
Tudo bem por aqui.
Por aqui. Oh, yeah, por aqui.
Sim.
There we go. Eu aprendendo. Eu falo português mais ou menos.
Estou aprendendo a falar português.
Sim.
Mas
So how
tudo
are
bem.
you, though, bebê? You good?
Tudo bem.
Good.
I'm feeling way more anxious than what I thought I would be.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's like the headphones, the microphone. This is like a first we're doing headphones because we're here at Rádio Federal in Brasília, in District Federal. Did you say, though, this is South Águas Claras?
Águas Claras.
It's kind of cool. Águas Claras, it's water clear. But we, back home, we live in Silver Spring, Maryland, which is, short for a spring of water. And it's not clear water, it's silver. It actually kind of makes me think of like Pablo Escobar, Plato Blum. But yeah, we're going to keep this one G-rated, though. That's what I was building up to. That's like the other big first. We got our first woman. We got our first international podcast. But it's also going to be our first G-rated podcast, sheerly because I want to be able to share this with anybody of any age back home in America. I say often, or I bring up a lot of times that when I met Ju, met her, I thought they spoke Spanish here in Brazil. So it's kind of silly, but we just don't learn much in the American school system about South America other than Spanish and Mexico and you know where that's. It's very unfortunate, yeah, because like Portuguese is such a different language compared to Spanish, or at least it really is, and like it's like different but same. If we're referencing a movie, this is all about movies, right? So Bebe, tell me about you. What's been your favorite part so far of our trip coming back home?
Definitely being with my friends and trying to feel Juju as a new person, especially because when you're living abroad, it's just so cold and you gotta identify yourself and choose which identity you want to be, like who you really want to be. And this is part of like when you are learning a new language, it's like a challenge, how to express yourself.
Juju's often said to me very early on in our relationship, and I have to say I didn't understand it, but something you said early on is that when we were struggling over something, because I remember you were like crying. I remember it was a tough point, but it was that you didn't feel you could express yourself fully in English, just because even though there's so many words, Portuguese has so many more where they have their like different meanings. There's not necessarily direct. Am I right?
Totally, but in another side is like I was born in Brazil and I speak Portuguese as my main language, and I went to Mexico before going to America.
Yeah, yo, Juju is trilingual. She can speak Spanish too. So it's cute hearing her Spanish. Like it's like your attitude and your persona.
But
you
that's
as a person
totally
is like different.
That's totally where I'm coming from, and saying like how you're gonna express yourself. When I was in Mexico and learning Spanish, it was basically by one what I was living there and the people around me and the way they teach me how to express myself. So I had to fit myself on that little town, on that little infierno grande.
Infierno grande.
They say that's a small city with a big hell. It's like,
oh my gosh,
Ciudad
it sounded
Chiquita,
so much more beautiful than what I thought it meant. It sounded
Ciudad Chiquita, Infierno Grande. This is basically what my exchange program meant to me, and learning Spanish.
What it meant to you.
It meant to me.
That's something big too in our relationship. Like, I never want to be correcting, or you never want to like correct your partner, but something huge when we first did start. Like, it's not like we dated right away. I think we were like friends at first, or I asked her on a date and she said no. She said she just wanted friends. But as we continued to communicate and hang out and whatnot, like she did ask her. I remember early on when I did correct her once, because sometimes you can't help it, or I just like,
I kind of ask. I would say like, would
ask, like
I
she used to say
cannot
hydrated. That was like the first big word. We talk about water. So hydrate. Hydrate myself. Hydrate. You'd say all the time. It was so cute. I didn't want to correct her like that. Oh,
but he let that build like longer until like I was in a point speaking on a table with his family or someone else, and they're looking at me like weird, or what this girl is talking about. This is not even
so
British.
Sexy though.
This is not even British.
I know, but yeah, no, that was a big part though of how we grew together and how our relationship grew. Like, just teaching every day, you probably pick up 5 to 10 words, and a big part too was you. Is that as she was picking up words, like it's like the next day she would use it in a sentence, and it's I don't know, it's cool. It's really cool when you like get to teach someone like that, and I've definitely been trying my best to learn Portuguese. I had an instructor there for a couple months. And then my biggest breakthrough, I'd say, has been Spotify. Shout out Spotify with the lyrics. Because when you listen to, or I'm not sure, I bet it's like kind of messed up that it's backwards where it's like they put English with everything. But yeah, I said it so that when you listen to a song in Portuguese, when I listen to any Portuguese music, what they call what?
Simultaneous
BPM.
translation?
Isn't it BPM?
Não, MPB.
MPB.
Música Popular Brasileira.
Música Popular Brasileira. Exactly. But anytime I'm listening to that, my favorite artists, I got FBC, I got MC Bin Laden, Tim Maya.
Let's go the classics.
Classics first. Okay, yeah. So we'll hit it with Tim Maya. What's that one song? Eu quero você. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I'm drawing a blank. It's like, I know all these songs, like the beats and whatnot, but Anita. We'll throw Anita up in there. She got some other classics. I almost got here. This is why we have technology, so we don't have to always be thinking off the top of our heads. But FBC for sure. That's like my favorite OG.
FBC, a lot of people are not gonna know who he is. He's not like a big famous person that a lot of people talk about it.
That's why you should check him out though.
I think everybody should check him out because he used to come from like a funky from a favela, and now he's like mixing a trap, old pop, 70s, 60s.
And I think that's why I feel like I connect with him so hard, because like my real come up with music as a solo artist was I was a rapper. Like I was the stereotype, the white kid from the burbs trying to rap, but like my love for music, especially like once I discovered, things outside of Wiz Khalifa and Snoop, they're the best and they're awesome for rap, but like there's more than marijuana in rap, in music. There's so much more. And like that's how I became a Gorilla super fan. I don't know, I hope y'all can see my Gorilla shirt, right? I love Gorillas, but I love how it's not confined. Damon doesn't confine himself to any genre. Nothing at all.
No genre.
And like it's kind of how you hear my new or my more current sounds, like all the different inspirations. But FBC was more like a rapper. I think my first song that I fell in love with was Gikena. Os criada vipi ba Gikena. And it's cool, yo. I got my Kenners on right now. I'll show them up. We'll bleep it. But the airline, I'm trying to think of, Copa. They bad. They lost my bag for 4 or 5 days. But it justified me buying these new Azul Kenner. And they got this little prata on the side, little silver baby, But I do love Kenners. Havaianas, they're so culturally Brazil. Everybody has Havaianas. But boy, I bet everybody has foot pain. Because it's just, I feel no support with the Havaianas.
But that's the other side. Like for me, Havaianas are more comfortable because of how my feet is structured.
How my feet are structured. Kid Abella. Como eu quero.
Kid Abelha.
Classic. Let's see, Tamaya. Jolma. Are you able to turn the volume down a little bit in the headphones? So it's not blowing my ears out. Let's see. A lot of these are more this like, here's a Gorilla song with MC Bin Laden, Controller. Right, that's pretty cool. He has his Portuguese
now
rap.
His name is MC Bin.
MC Bin.
After Big Brother. Johnny's now a big fan of Big Brother Brazil.
I was a big fan of Big Brother America first, but Big Brother Brazil's pretty awesome. That's probably like the second thing that was helping me learn all my different... Freud. Pseudo-social.
Pseudo-social do
Pseudo-social.
And also, he's from Águas Claras. He started his stuff here.
No way. He's from Águas Claras? That's crazy.
He is.
Freud. Eu amo. Eu amo você. Bro, that stuff is hard. That's so hard. That's one of my favorite songs. And then we got all these newer, like, I do love the Brazilian. They have this, they call it funky funk or funky.
Funky.
Just funky. I say it twice because when you hear funky, it's all twice. So in my head, it's like I say funky. I don't know why. It's like my brain. I've often talked about this before, but like I read words and stuff always in like different voices. So I've always felt like I grew up with like a Robin Williams type mindset or talking in voices and stuff. But when I read stuff, it's different. But Yeah, there's all these Last Trip by Novinha from DJ Dynamite. That was a big song for me. Let's see. What's that? I don't know the artist's name, but I'm sure y'all know it. Y'all know
Mira, trava do
Tubarão.
tubarão.
Tubarão. Oh, Vamos Marola. That's like a newer one that we've been into. Intimidade.
Little
It's like a
Hair.
little slower.
Lineker.
Lineker.
She is a goddess.
Oh
she
my
is
gosh.
goddess.
How do we forget Ludmilla? We're going to see Ludmilla in Miami here. Coming up.
Numanice.
Who?
Numanice, in Miami.
Oh, Numanice.
That's the name of her set.
And then another one, this one's not as known, called...
Okay, we don't want to have the...
I get it. It's just such a fire hook. It's called Hipo na Shalipa. Habodisaya. I don't know. No one seems to know that song. I don't even know. Last time we were here at Juju's birthday party, I passed my phone around and I asked everyone to just add their favorite Portuguese song or Brazilian song to my phone so I could pick up some new music. I don't like getting music recommended from the system, right? It's kind of ironic. I'm an artist and I rely on Spotify and Apple and all these things to try and help grow my 18 followers to 20, right? TikTok too, right? But it's I'm much more, I don't know why, I'm just so much more connected to listening to something when somebody else puts it on my phone as their favorite song.
You can also say
Kawaboka, these robots, bro. I'm trying to say how, I don't know why my brain was just, I was drawing a little bit of a blank there because we're talking so much and so fast in English, but fun to see these robots and AI. I don't like technology recommending my music. I like getting it out of people, bro. For real. What's the other playlist?
But if you say that someone recommending you a song is expressing yourself.
Yeah, bro. It's you learn more almost about that person, and when they show you a song they like and it makes you feel and think of another song that you like, and that's the bond. Some of Juju and I's when we first met, I was living in Fairfax, Virginia, driving across to Maryland to work at the Volkswagen store in Rockville. And we would just do this thing after the first 2-3 weeks where every night, somehow, some way, she'd be riding home with me in the Jeep back to Virginia. But we get to listen to so many songs. We truly fell in love over Kali Uchis and Tyler and American Boy. You know what I mean? When you would show me a song and then I would show you a song, and then it was a domino effect.
And how everything started, it was not intentionally. It was not
I
look at him and I was oh, I'm so in love with you. It was not like that.
It was opposite. It's we both when because I'm very upfront, right? And dude taught me one time. I feel like Robert De Niro. Guy told me one time, but this guy told me one time. I won't go into in depth about him, but a very successful dude. When I was at Starbucks, he dropped me this tip on women, yo, don't ever go after a chick you already know. Only go after new chicks because you set the tone who you are. We say in the car business, you are the artist of your own income, but it's the same mindset applied. You are the artist of yourself. You illustrate who you are. That's when I remember I adjusted into going after, anytime I go after only new chicks to try and illustrate who I really wanted to be and who I am. And ultimately, I was very upfront. So when she said she didn't want to date, I still thought she was so cute. And that accent would just get me, bro. And it would just get me, man. I just wanted to always spend time. And it really just kind of started out as car rides and hanging out. And before we knew it, I think you had to go home pretty much. I know we had, a couple odd things here, there, whatever. But ultimately, after 3 months, you had to go back home to Brazil.
But that was a bare language on that time period, and it was more on the physical touch and on how we could support each other going through their
we were
traumas.
We were both rebounding hard from our own traumas. You had to just she just up and left. I remember I always tell people she came here with a bag, but her opportunity to come here, I'm trying to think of a good comparison to it, but the way you worded it was you're just working one day, she got the phone call, it's a yes or no, you have an hour to answer, but if you say yes, you're getting in the car here in 2 hours with a bag, and you're on a flight to America. It's you are leaving your life behind, and I've personally never had to go through anything like that. And it's so cool now too, looking back together, you came here with a bag.
But not even. It was middle of pandemic. It was
middle
2021.
That's what I'm saying.
Brazil had not get vaccinated at all. I guess my grandma was the first one of the first people I know to get vaccinated before I went. Before I went to America.
And shout out to Grams. She's the best. My first Brazilian grandma. But keep going. COVID, Juju, America.
Yeah. I was gonna start speaking Portuguese.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite ones. That's a phrase I learned from FEBC. Online por aí, madrugada maldita. But seriously, he taught me the word aí, and how aí versus aqui, like there, here.
There.
I'm gonna meet you someday and shake your hand, bro. Like I want to thank him for that. But go on. Então tá. And then
I forgot what I was talking about.
We were talking about pandemic and when you first came to America.
That was it. So it was pandemic. Before you get inside America, you had to go to quarantine.
2 weeks, right? Or 10 days?
15 days.
15 days.
In Mexico. So I already lived in Mexico for a period. And then going back there, I went to see my host family and everybody. So ended up being a good opportunity. But I got a phone call on Monday, and on Friday, I was getting an airplane. So I had to quit my job. I had to... The broke up with a previously relationship came after, but it was already on the line, you know? Like, I had to leave some doors closed to open a new path. So that was kind of the opportunity I had. And, like, in less than 6 months I was in U.S., I was looking for friends.
I just have to say, too, because right when you said I had to leave some doors closed, like my brain just like heard Bruno Mars say, I'm going to leave the door open. But it's so cool. While we've been here in Brazil, Bruno came down here. Bruninho. He came down here and he did, I was going to say 15.
Shows?
Yeah, 15 shows. Yeah, I think it was 15 shows.
Yeah, he came to Brasília. That's the main point.
He came to Brasília. DF, right?
Distrito Federal.
District Federal. But he came to Brasília. He did all the shows, but it was cool because, like, that was so inspiring. As an American, bro, I actually know a lot about Bruno Mars just because I've been a Bruno nut since I was a kid,
representative.
Bro.
Like, he did a super big giant Christ tattoo on his chest.
Oh, he got the Rio de Janeiro, Jesus Christ on his chest. We're getting tattoos in about 3 hours. I'm going to be getting my next or my third. But last time we were here, we got Deus é Top e Chapado na Chapada. Chapada dos Veadeiros in Goiás. It's this beautiful waterfall. We did it last time. We did it the last 3 days. It was crazy. The last 3 days, the rain was wild.
It's the season. So first of all, last year when we came here, it was winter. Mm-hmm. In the United States, it was summer.
And that was in July.
Yes, July of last year. And now we are in spring in Brazil.
It is November. Just for you Americans who think Brazilians speak Spanish.
And this is after the election.
It's like the seasons are flip-flopped because of the equator. So, yeah, I mean, seriously, it's just like backwards, right? Totally. Like a lot of stuff is. But in a good way, you know? But Chapada, it was cool. Last year, we did, like, the grueling, long hikes. I'm talking...
To the national park.
It's not even just a hike, though, bro. You gotta climb. You're getting on all fours, excuse me. Licença. But you're getting on all fours to climb up these rocks and whatnot. Our boy, Hosha, is a longtime friend of you, Lucas Hosha. He's a lawyer. He speaks English. He's one of my first connections here in Brazil, just because when you go to a new country, especially last time, it was my first time not going, like, I don't count Canada, Mexico, or just because America is right there, and they all speak English even if you go over the border. But, like, not a lot of Brazilians speak English. Like, it's very few and far between. Unfortunately, our photographer here, actually in the background, he speaks English as well. We'll give him a little shout out. And, like, but Hosha, on my last trip here, was one of the first people. Him, your brother João, our sister-in-law, Sarah, Thiago, a couple people.
It was actually last time we came here, it was my brother's wedding. So the first people he got to meet, it was like, we came here as a surprise for my family.
Yeah, we surprised
I didn't know I was going to get my green card approved like less than 24 hours before our trip.
That was kind of a wild story we could touch on. We were in the green card process and like, basically, if you want to leave the country before you get your green card, you have to get a probation, or you get put on, I think it's USCIS, like I-50 probation. What's up, Scooby? Scooby and Bruno are here. They're going to be our guests for the next episode. But whenever we were doing that, like our flight was supposed to leave, I think the 4th or the 5th of July. and we kept getting no. We bought our tickets. There was no like flight insurance available. Our attorney was like, nah, there's no way, they're not gonna let you. But basically, like, we went to USCIS. We sat in their office for 8 to 10 hours. I mean, it was a long time. Like, Juju fell asleep in my arms. I fell asleep in her arms. But like, when we were there and we were getting the other denial, it seemed like it out of nowhere, someone just like separated us, pulled us into different offices. And it's like they did that green card interview on the spot. It made a lot of sense though, because like, I guess if you're really trying to vet the fake ones, the fake marriages and all that stuff, that's a really good way to like throw somebody off kilter, right? But like, cause they, you see, we're cuddling
But
and
that
shit.
was totally
We loved
like
each other, and then when they pulled us in separate rooms, our answers lined up, cause it was real. That's what I'm saying though. Ooh, and then like just getting to leave with, she got the stamp in her passport, she got the document that gave her, granted her green card. Like, we didn't think we were gonna get to go last time. That truly was like a miracle. Like, there is a God.
And that's why
Deo
Rocha
se
was the
topi.
first person. We have a tattoo together. We did last year.
We got the Deo se topi
Deo se
tattoo
topi.
from Enrique. But we're gonna see Enrique tonight and get some more tattoos. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Bo. This is my Brazilian tattoo connect now too. But go back to what you were just saying about Hosha. Oh yeah, he picked us up because we surprised Juju's parents.
Yeah, I told my parents I would be arriving on Friday, and we arrived like on Tuesday. So it was a good
posted
surprise.
the Instagram from Reagan on accident.
And he almost came without a wife to Brazil.
She was blown because I was really surprised. Unknowingly. I didn't know. It was a mistake. I'm sorry.
But this is how we learn, and this is the intimacy. We get comfortable with each other.
Heck yeah. No, it's all, bro. It's
Hecky.
all heck yeah. But hecky. That's another one of my favorites, yo. Dentro da... What is that? That's dentro da Defender. But dentro da Hilux...
Entra na Defender.
Oh, entra na Defender. Or
And the other one...
dentro da Evoque Prada. That's what I'm saying, bro. We don't have these Brazilian beats outside of Brazil. Like,
it's just not that happy or engaging. It's just like rap or pop. It's like everywhere. And Anita is bringing that up. Like, bringing Brazil, like the to MVA and all those.
Well, I'm trying to
stuff.
incorporate too here my newer sound. Like, I just spent the last 6, 7, 8 years finishing up my little 24-track album. Got the Burbs dropping January 17th, 2025. Finally. But now that I've had that all wrapped up and like submitted, and I've just been like enjoying Brazil, I've been writing. Actually, I've been working on a new song. This is kind of cool here. I'll slide it over to you so you could at least read the lyrics. I'm sure it'll make you smile. But it's a beat I had, and it's funny. I already wrote this song in English. So like, I already have I call them scats. And let's shout out Danae, my old porter. I miss him.
What are you talking about?
I wrote a song in Portuguese. But before I wrote
during this trip.
This morning.
Okay.
Like when I was standing outside the doctor. I mean, yeah, no, that's why I didn't tell you. I didn't want to tell you till here. But what I'm saying is I already wrote the song in English, and the way my old porter Danae used to describe my rap, he used to say, I scat. He's like, yeah, you scat. Like, you emphasize each beat change, and it's almost like your voice is an instrument. But I now use that term scat to describe each like lyric delivery, right? Each note that I deliver. So since I had the scats already worked out, now it's just like finding different words. You can kind of read, or you can read it to yourself at least. I'm sure it'll make you smile. It's a work in progress. I need you to proofread it because I'll be using Translate, but I'm also trying to use a lot of like non-translitative words, more like words like, like the street lingo. Like Translate, I feel like is kind of like Yoda, almost backwards. Look at, oh wow.
I'm reading these and like I cannot imagine like how this beat is gonna come out. Like on the verse, I understand it's like what's the spoiler we can give it here? Guara fuma
Guara fuma segunda what is it?
Meu X3.
X3.
Fala inglês.
X3.
4.
Oh, and then I say
4.
I say cuatro is 4, and then I say because I'm here for you or some shit. Yeah, basically like because I'm writing in a different language and I don't know Portuguese well enough to do the simile, metaphor, 3-dimensional shit stuff. It's 2 bleeps now. I gotta bleep out for the G-rated, but I've been doing I decided on this one to do a count up. I always like when like artists do like 1, 2, 3, 4, but as a part of the verse, like 1 time, 2 time, 3 of us.
But this is part
For
of
you,
the
for,
hookup.
you know what I'm saying? Like
When you engage the person, a reminder,
yeah,
like
but
connection.
it's cool. We're in Guaraun, or that's like Jus Quebrada, her hood. Isso minha novo quebrada. This is my new hood.
Minha nova quebrada.
Minha nova quebrada.
Quebrada, parça.
Quebrada, mano.
Nesse jeito.
Desse jeito. Guaraun, fumaun.
But
You know what I'm
something
saying?
like
That's
I
like
really
the best way to
wanted.
start it.
I really wanted to have the opportunity of coming here and seeing like all your guests here and how everybody talked about the movies and all of those different stuffs. So, Suburban Snoop.
Yeah.
What's the favorite part about Brazil?
My favorite part. That's like when someone asks me my favorite movie. Like, there's no singular answer. Tudo. Tudo.
Tudo.
Eu amo tudo do Brasil. I love everything of Brazil. But like this trip that's been more, I feel like I've been so much more engaging. I feel comfortable to go out on my own, to order food on my own, to find a bathroom. To get in and out of buildings, you gotta like give your ID and your fingerprint. And damn near, we used to joke like when we're funding a bad deal in the car business, you got to get all the steps, you get the pay stubs, you get the proof of residence. Sometimes we used to be like, yeah, and I need your blood type and I need your sperm count. And that's like a joke, but like we need everything to fund this deal, right?
This is new for me.
They actually need your blood type and your sperm count to get in the building here. Jesus, it is crazy. You got to get your fingerprint. And like my fingerprints everywhere now. Every building got my thank golly. My ID doesn't have my social on it. Woo. Yo, the identity theft must be crazy down here. I don't know, but like that is something that's a bit different. But the most exciting thing that I've loved about this trip is how comfortable I felt. I felt so much more comfortable. You know, I kind of stopped taking the live lessons for Portuguese a couple months back just because I got overwhelmed with prepping for my album release, and I had a huge show. I did literally the day, Halloween, but the day before we left for Brazil. And like that was my first time stepping on a stage post-COVID. That was pretty cool, but I gotta ask you.
It was the first time.
Yeah, it was like our first time. Hoje tem. But, or what, hoje tivendo? Yeah, what's the past tense of hoje tem?
Hoje teve.
Hoje teve.
Mas hoje não teve. Não teve.
Oh, not today. Yesterday and every other day.
Anyway, keeping G-rated.
Keeping G-rated. How did you like, how was it getting to see me live for the first time?
Impressive, I would say.
It warms my heart. Impressive.
Like, if you want me to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with everybody that's going to watch this.
A harsh critic with my music, but I need that.
It's hard for me, especially like it's a second language, but when I see something, it's not adding me and building me. I'm trying to police myself on what I'm saying, but honestly, from the deep of my heart, it's hard for me to support something I don't believe on.
Yeah, I can get that.
And that was a challenge for me on his music, because when I met him, I knew he was making music, and he was like, this is who I am, and this is what I'm writing about, la la la, and the videos that he recorded.
And some of it was hard because
like
it was 6 years of music, and like it was 6 years of growth and transition, and like I was rapping about a lot of stuff that like, you know, like the not so G-rated stuff, and like I could understand why it was hard for you to jump on board.
I would be more comfortable showing this to everybody. Like,
if it was G-rated,
I would like to show this podcast to someone
everybody
that I know and say like, oh, this is my husband and I when we went to Brazil, and like this is a good reference I want to show. Like the same way when you met me in America and you didn't know anything about Brazil, this is how I want to like touch someone that is watching this. Like Linda, Jen, I know you guys are gonna be watching this at some point. Brandon, everybody that's around us, like they know our story, they know what we're doing, but this is like solid. We see like a solid part of us, and I see on yourself, on your side, and seeing you in live make that dream like realistic. I could see like people vibing and listening to him in a way that was like, every day I gotta hear his voice. Every day we listen to one song of his, it's like over and over and over for 3, 5, sometimes 10 times.
That was definitely hard for her at first. Like the way I listen to, whether it's an instrumental I'm writing or if it's a song that's already out and I'm just trying to envision.
And nonstop.
She's like nonstop. Juju doesn't like repeat. She's all about that shuffle. But what's cool too that now I think about, my favorite song doing live was Revenge. because like even though I didn't have like the hugest crowd, like people, oh my gosh, Matchy's outside. Match, oh, tudo bem. But Revenge, it was so cool because everybody, like when I was delivering each bar, I could see it in their eyes and processing. Did he really just say that? Oh, and like I wrote that song with Juju in the car.
Understanding more
Like,
of
yeah.
what he writes about, like the way he creates the song, it's what most make me feel in love with your song and seeing you as an artist.
And I feel like I found myself now as an artist in the last like year, because when I decided to finish this album, I had this very big predicament because my producer had, he retired just to step back from music, Sir Alden, who I worked with for a while. And then there's Cody Mack. He's out in Arizona. I've worked with him now for a couple years. And Cody is very interactive too and whatnot. But I had all these songs, and like Cody's a producer, and he's got his own podcast you definitely should check out. I'll definitely link it in the bio to this. But I didn't have artists around me where I was vibing vocally, as in like my dream has always been like the Dr. Dre, NWA, Snoop. Like I've only ever had one artist, and like he didn't even want to pursue music further. Like how I'm crediting him on the album is XXX featuring. Like, yeah, because like he doesn't want his name in it.
I know, like, who is it?
He's one of my longtime homies, but I got even more respect for him that like he's chasing his own dream. If music really isn't his dream, even though we had that chemistry, he's the only person I feel like I've had true chemistry with on the mic. Where I don't know if you ever, I got to link it, but I saw the couple Migos freestyles, RIP with them. But like back when all three were here and they were all together, the way they would freestyle off of each other and back up each other, even when they didn't plan. It's just like I had that chemistry, but I've had it with no one else. So what I ended up doing was sampling my favorite movies. And this is cool. This is my first movie I bought here on this trip. I never bought any last time, but this is Dark Knight. I got my Dark Knight tattoo here. I got a Joker tattoo here, which apparently in South America, if you have a clown tattoo, it means you're cops. But no, like I don't. I am a movie fan, right? So yeah. But like this is cool, and this was even more special. I love DVDs because the physical, like the picture we get on each disc. Oh my gosh! Like I can just think of the scene when he's doing that. But this was even more special. I love the inside stuff too. These cards. I love getting to see the date. I rewatched Boyhood when we were in Chapada over the last couple days. Boyhood's cool because it was shot over 12 years. It stars Ethan Hawke. I know you Brazilians know Training Day. Ethan Hawke is a little white boy in Training Day, but he's the dad, and it was shot over 12 years. Every actor, every person in the movie, I think even the daughter is Richard Linklater, the director's daughter, but you get to see the kid's age, and the kid's age happens to line up with mine. Like it starts out, I think, in like 2002, 2003, and he's the same age as me. So as that main actor aged throughout the film, it's like he went through my childhood. And he said the coolest thing, the first line I picked up, he said, he's talking about girls to his dad. He's like, Dad, it sucks, man. She didn't like any of the best 3 movies this summer, Tropic Thunder, Dark Knight, or Pineapple Express. And I forgot that those 3 wonderful pieces of film all came out in one summer.
There we go.
Yeah. And like I said, I just love these printouts. We got the little BK. Oh, wow. Yeah, this one's dated for 2008. I always like to think back, where was I in 2008? Vale Wapa.
Something different for me is like seeing DVDs and the way I grow up here in Brazil, and seeing Johnny as how he appreciates movie and how he likes to collect.
Yeah, I go to Goodwill and Barnes and Noble. Well, really, it's just Goodwill now, because like basically every time someone passes and their relatives aren't movie fans or book fans or anything, they take their stuff and they go to Goodwill. And movies are $1, so cinco reais. And then seriously, or
did you pay R$5 on that?
No, I paid cash. I got them for 4. I got my
this is something Brazil is very deep on.
Oh yeah, cash, or you got to download Pix. Once you get your CPF, you can get like a bank here. But Pix is like, it's like Zelle with a QR code. Best way to describe it. There's no fee. It's like exchanging cash, but it's definitely government tracked, like for sure. But people accept it, and they always pay less.
It's like a Zelle and Venmo.
Oh, yeah, but
But you
like
don't pay like
Venmo
a tax to send to one bank to the other or to
and
someone else.
Venmo and stuff and Cash App, like you gotta pay fees like to get stuff out quicker and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. Like they're different. But
That's new bank.
now that we were at the pics, we got to segue over to the feta. That's probably one of my. You asked
there
me
you
my
go, a
favorite stuff
subject.
was. There was a so they have these shops here. They're called feras, and it's like a shop that they set up like 2-3 times a week. So when they set up, everybody brings everything, and I know you guys are Brazilians, love Harry Potter, but it reminded me of like I don't know if it's Order of the Phoenix or Half-Blood Prince, but when they're all in the halls of memory, it's Half-Blood Prince because Sirius died. Oh no, Order of the Phoenix because Sirius dies, but they're in that hall of all those orbs of like their spells or something inside each glass. That's like what the fat is like. You walk down, you look down a hall, it just goes. It just goes like for kilometers.
But you
bro.
have everything,
So
like
big.
everything you can imagine. You're gonna
Everything
find there.
we got. Oh yeah. Oh, and I heard that this was sourced from the Fera do Paraguay, or Fera dos Importantes, right?
Importados.
I got this
It's
from a
imported.
tabacaria here, but we heard that it got wholesale from the Fera. I got some dope clothes, yo. We got the pastel de banana con canela, queijo. Oh, we made some last
we have
night
like
too.
sweet desserts that are like unique from here.
Mm-hmm.
We find a way to combine sweets on everything. Like if you think you've seen like all the types of pizza, you haven't come to Brazil yet.
Oh yeah, you ain't been to
We
Brazil.
have all those different
Something with
types of
hot dogs. A lot of these American staple foods, y'all Americans are missing out. The way they do hot dogs here, they got batata and peas and corn and like they load them up, bro. And it's not
cheese
like
that a lot of butter
I ain't
with
talking no cheddar
garlic.
cheese. I'm talking like gourmet cheeses, like the
Gourmet.
mozzarellas and like the cheeses here are wild. They really are. Like I have to say, even the American cheese slices taste better. They're just like fuller. I don't know. It's brighter yellow. I don't know that that's good though. That it's brighter yellow.
I don't get it. We don't
Like-
have that here.
Oh, well, I'm saying brighter yellow as in there must be more colorful chemicals to make this a brighter yellow. You know what I'm saying?
I
Usually
rather
more
don't
than
think about it. Brazil is just a little bit less industrial, I would say, on the chemicals, on the food, and on the hormones and the industry process. I would say so.
Very true, very true. And then the people. Like I said, we got in the background here our next guest, Bruno and Scooby, Juju's best friend, Matchy's sitting out there in the hall too. Yo, I gotta say, I love the on air. It says Noah,
Noah.
on air.
I don't think-
It says like no AR, no accounts receivable. But seriously, the people. I feel like I've met more English speaking people here now. This is my first. I know Bruno's a big artist. Scooby's huge on his management and whatnot he's doing on his Instagram. So it's cool to get. It's like my first time to get to actually network with some Brazilians. You know what
Totally.
I'm saying? Here at Rádio Federal, right? This is cool. This is such a cool, dope
Rádio
little
Federal.
Rádio Federal. This
Here
is
with
why.
you.
This is why our relationship's so good. She corrects me just like I correct her. But like that's how we both get better. And yeah, just keep growing, you know? I wanted to share some stuff that I got. This is Juju's favorite brand, Farmy. They're 95% female. They actually might be 100%, and I just might be going unisex.
No, they are unisex.
Oh, they
too.
are unisex.
Yeah, they're opening a
It
little
reminds
bit more.
me of, not in the design, but the way that it is, where it's like 95% female, 5% unisex. Kind of like Savage Fenty's website, where it's like all female stuff, and we're just now opening the box of male products. But this is a really dope bag. Farmy, this is like the most unfarmy design, believe it or not. It's just a zoop, and I love the blue. But like Farmy usually has these like flowers
It's the
and
stamps.
parrots,
Like all
and
personalized from that brand.
Copacabana. You got that Rio Copacabana show. I got to teach you about a little Barry Manilow magic.
So good.
The Copacabana. My mom used to play me that song a lot and sing it as a kid. So like I could sing it. I could sing the whole song. Like, but I never realized Copacabana was in Brazil until we were in the Farmy store and it was on the shirt.
That's so sad.
They had the lifted flip flop. Oh, you got I guess their design right now is bananas, which is pretty
They
cool.
have fruits everywhere, but now the trendings on next 25 summer vibes is gonna be fruits. Fruity. Like you're gonna see a bunch of stamps on like fruits on shirts.
A lot of
And thank me
sundresses.
next year. Thank me later.
Yeah. Thank you later, she said. But the sundresses too, they're so beautiful. I mean, Brazilian culture, it's a bit more, I wouldn't, sexualized isn't the right word, but like, I feel like people here show a bit off a bit more than what it is in America. And like Farmy embraces that in a great way because like there are these sundresses and stuff, and they're like a lot of one piece type tops where like, yeah, the stuff just fits you. And like I've never seen any other piece of clothing ever from anywhere else that you have that compares to her Farmy. So it's like how Spray Ground does backpacks.
Unique
It's what you are. Is
Category.
what you are. Catabella. So silly. I got these in the mall the other day. I wanted to share these. Villa Lobos. This is it's an OG
Famous author.
Brazilian artist, super OG. But what's cool about these books is it has everything in Portuguese and it's also got it in English. So like now that I have a smidge or a little bit of, pouquinho, a little bit of a basis, right?
Better understanding, I would say.
Yeah,
the
such a
words
better
makes more sense.
understanding.
They're not like strange to you.
Yeah, so
He goes
much
like
so.
it's so funny when we're driving around and my parents are driving the car and he looks like a first kid like reading his first words and say like, oh, radio, oh, McDonald's, oh,
Meki,
aluga-se, vende-se.
Fiat. All the words. The words are cool here.
But it's
Boppy.
exciting.
It's exciting. It's exciting. Boppy.
Who is Boppy, Johnny?
Boppy is like their FBI SWAT.
It's a SWAT.
It's a good movie, right?
But this is not just a movie. This is
It's
like
not just a
what
movie,
they do
but
for
it's a good
living.
movie. It's a movie podcast.
Tropa de Elite.
Tropa de Elite.
Osso duro de roer.
Cidade de Deus.
Cidade de
We gotta
Deus.
see that one still. Oh, and we watched Pulp Fiction with her parents the other night. They made it like, it's kind of good to where they made it to. They made it about 2/3 of the way through the movie, but before things get freaky with Ving Rhames, right? So like, it was good that they went to sleep. But it was so cool because like Juju and I were Vincent Vega and Mia Wallace for Halloween. I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan. This is my Red Apple cigarettes tat, but if you don't know, that's his cigarette brand in his universe because all movies of his like take place in the same universe. And like Pulp Fiction is just like one of those movies. I can watch it and I know what they're saying. And it was so cool to get to hear and read the Portuguese with it because a lot of words I was like, whoa. And something else that a lot of you English speakers don't know, when you read the subtitles and then you listen to the audio, they rarely
not
even
the
match
same.
up. So sometimes you get to learn like 2 words or 2 different ways of saying something. Or now that I know words like isu, which is this, like isu minha quebrada, this is my hood. Like I remember seeing in Pulp Fiction when they do the Royale with cheese like scene. At one point he says, like the word on the screen said Royale or something, but I heard the voiceover actor say isu because like it was shorter and it made more sense in their vernacular or how they were speaking. But yeah, no, that's just like another level of when you start to learn another language and you watch movies or TV shows. If you listen to the dub and are reading subtitles, or sometimes for me, right now I'm in the stage where I prefer English dubbed and then Portuguese subtitles. But like with Portuguese music now, I rather like the Portuguese dub and the Portuguese like subtitle. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more Portuguese based with that. I'm not quite there with the film TV, I'd say. Oh, this was cool. They had a Ben Franklin one. I love Ben Franklin so much. That's a big PA right there, man. Shut up, Pennsylvania. Right? So I got those dope books. What else we get, baby? What else we get? Oh, these were cool. Ragatinhos. We have cuatro gatos. We have 4 kitties though, and I thought these balls were so cool. Because I'm newer to soccer too, or football, as they say here.
Qual é o seu time de futebol? He got a new jersey.
I got a
one
new
of
jersey.
the feiras.
Oh yeah,
Who
yeah,
just
yeah.
won the Libertadores.
Yeah, I got a Flamengo jersey in the Fera do Paraguay. But it's nice, yeah, no. The jersey's cool. I'll have that on my next podcast, so we're not going to talk about it yet. What else we get up in here? Oh, this was cool. This isn't really Brazilian, but since we're in like a studio, I got this from my videographer back home. Look at that. It's a mug. That's like a lens. This actually looks a lot like that lens right there. When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I need that. That's a really cool part of Brazil. So like the food is by golly cheaper, like half price. Like even once you do the conversion, stuff like this, like 65%, 60%. Like it's the technology like MacBooks or for instance, the podcast. We researched getting stuff before we found the studio to try and do it more on our own. Yo, that stuff is double price.
No,
So like,
everything here we need to explain to everybody there is just like Brazil has a different type of tax. So what you pay for the product, it's not the price of the product. Like we have in America, at the end of the receipt, you have the how much you pay for the tax. And here, no, the price of the product is already with the tax, and they make sure to charge you double. So
Yeah,
it's
it's a little
insane how
different.
they do importing and deportation. So okay.
yeah. So, but
Deportation.
basically, if you're getting a product, like basically, if you go to one of these feiras, go with a Brazilian, someone who's not from Brazil,
Totally.
they're gonna take big shots. Like I'm in the
That's
car
sad.
business, and like we're not racist, we're not prejudiced, but like we stereotype like crazy to make a deal. Like it's just, I mean, it just is what it is. You take your biggest shots on people you think you can or you know you can, and like when I walk up, gringo is gringo, like just gringoed out, like it. You know, people could see. So I would go as you. I'd keep my mouth shut, and if I'd open my mouth, it would only be in Portuguese. Like yeah,
No, it's very sad. Like whenever someone sees him or just look at him,
oh
stereotype,
my
and it's
gosh,
just like,
you were running out.
ooh,
That's not
where you
sad
from?
though. That's
Even
their
though-
hustle. That's a, see, that's
Eh,
like where we disagree because
we
I'm a
went-
salesman. Yeah, I'm a used car salesman at heart. Like
But they take advantage on you.
we
even
don't take
though-
advantage. It's business. I mean, it's, did you hear that? That was a cool
Someone
little
needs
break
to
in
eat.
silence. Someone, we got to eat. But I'm a firm believer in like the customers in the car business we make the most money on are the customers that love you the most. Seriously, like that's why it's so big and important to make a friend like with your customer and make them feel comfortable because then they're comfortable to spend that money. Then they look at you, Ju, should I buy this warranty? Does this really make sense? Because like
Absolutely.
I wouldn't always tell people to buy the warranty. I'd always phrase it in a questionatory way on, well, if you do buy the warranty, this. If you don't, there's this. What do you think would be the best option to protect you?
But that doesn't
That's the
fit in
trick.
here.
You start with the option you want. You start with door A, the one you want. Then you say door B. And then you ask him, what option do you think? I mean, do you want that type of protection? Or what's going to protect you most and fit you the most?
That
Like
doesn't
I'd always...
fit.
Juju, that doesn't
That
fit.
doesn't fit.
That
In
doesn't
here, they're just
fit.
gonna look at you and
That's
say
what we
like,
call a maggot,
"Mm."
right? But like all I'm
it's
saying...
a shot. Okay, it's a shot for seller.
Everybody got to take their shot. You deserve to take your shot, especially no matter what you're selling. Like, I respect them hustling and chasing, but like the way I look at it is if I know they're going to take a bigger shot on me for price, I'm going to figure out a way around it or always negotiate. Or the moment I would bring up the pick stuff, they get the message like, oh, okay, this ain't his first rodeo. Like, yeah, like that's the thing that I learned from last time to this time, like how to shop when I do shop. And like, I really, really, really look for stuff with price tags.
Yeah.
Where it has a price already. Like,
But something
I don't like the whole barter system. This is not Star Wars. Like, I feel like we're outside, like it's Star Wars Phantom Menace, baby Anakin, and like the feta. It's
When you're
kind of
walking
like
and
you're
people get to
walking
you.
down like a. Oh, it's just like these tents that are sometimes a little raggedy. The one feta that
people
we were at,
touch you.
people
Like they touch you on your
People
shoulders and
touch
say
you
like,
a lot.
"Hey, you wanna buy these pants? These
Yeah.
pants, come on, try it on." For your mom, for you.
That's why we don't have that in America. The amount of assault charges that would be filed.
But
people
also
touch
in
you, they
another
do.
side, they are illegal. Like most of those products doesn't have tax involved.
Insert Law and Order sound. Dum dum.
Dun dun dun.
Dum dum dum.
Not
But
our
yeah,
business.
no, I mean, like overall though, like it's a fun. They have unique stuff. Where were we? They had like these military grade tasers, like wild stuff across the section from like perfume. Oh, we got some good perfume. That was cool. We got there.
Sunglasses.
So, oh, that's what I can't believe I haven't mentioned it yet. So, like, I got 5 pairs of glasses for less than the price of one. I got these joints on. I got these joints right here. I got more joints somewhere. But yeah, now you're gonna see probably my red pair on the next one. The little Chanel ones. I don't know that they're real Chanel though, but they help me see both sides. So they do. They do.
Thank you, Frank Ocean.
Obrigado, Frank Ocean.
Obrigado.
Time. So now I have to ask, since we're in, or I gotta ask first, what tattoos are you gonna get? I know you were talking about the gatin, the little baby kitty tattoos. Are those the only ones? Let's see.
believe
Can we
so.
see your first ones?
Yes.
This is our baby Fifi and Ellie. We got a little bit of a West Virginian family. Their brother, sister.
West Virginia family.
We got them snipped, but we waited too long. And Ellie got pregnant. She had 8 babies, and then we kept the cutest 2. So now we have 4 gatos. And we miss our babies so much. It's probably what
Gato filhos.
I'm looking forward to, like the most, getting home. as like just getting to see them because we got Phineas the dad, Eleanor is the mom, Lincoln and Soleil are the two daughters, Lily and So.
Yeah.
We miss them. We do. I found this. This is something I haven't found in America. What is this? Varinhas de matatabi?
De quê? Matatabi.
Is that what that is? Sir?
Well, it seems like, I don't know, I never saw those.
How would
but
you pronounce
it's
that if you were reading it?
Matatabi.
Matatabi. Okay, yeah. So I did read it right. Yeah, but it's like some type of.
It seems like it's just like woods that make your cat's tooth good. Like you clean them up. It's like
Basically.
catnip.
Oh, catnip. Keep going.
It's like catnip, but good for their tooth.
And
I
like
guess.
what
I
do,
never saw those.
if you bust open your camera on an iPhone, or I think Droid does it too. They got to do it. Droid usually Droid does it first, but then Apple does it better. Let's be real. Android first, but Apple better. You can like scan the text, then hit a little boom, bam, translate. You're solved, or at least like at least when you're shopping for stuff like that. So that was exciting to get those. We've been dropping my stickers everywhere, right? I love putting these suckers up, but this is my Bronco sticker. This is cool. I like that we brought this. This is how they sell maconha.
G-rated.
Well, yeah, no, maconha, but in Estados Unidos, I use it as a nice little sticker case, though. A little QR code joint. Oh, my coffee. Café. You see my little coffee tattoos. I got caffeine tattooed on my arm. Like, I was a barista for 5 years at Starbucks. And, like, I really kind of feel like Starbucks' mission statement is to inspire and nurture the human spirit. One person, one cup, one neighborhood at a time.
Mm-hmm. And the coffee.
Oh, yeah, the coffee. It's funny. I went to this place this morning.
This is unfair because it says like it's in Japanese things.
Okay, so look, this is owned by the Japs, but it's Brazilian sourced coffee they get here direct from the farmers, right? Yeah,
but everything's in English and Japanese.
And you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Japan. I'm still sour over World War II. But, like...
They made a nice thing.
It's bomb coffee. It was a Brazilian barista. This morning was the same Brazilian barista. She spoke a little English, so that's cool. It's a cool Brazil magnet. Something that I love about Brasilia, and like just to give you guys some facts, or the Americans, to give you guys some like time base. Brasilia was established the same year we landed on the moon. 69? We landed in, I think it was July 69. But basically, that's when they decided, or is that when they completed it, or when they established it? I think that's when they completed
it's the Constitution.
Brasilia. But when did they build the buildings here? In like Juscelino Kubitschek and all that stuff. Like, I would say in the mid '60s. Does anybody know? Was Brasilia? When did it like get finished? Building District Federal established. Dum.
Não foi 69, não, né? No, I don't think so.
Well, America was established in 1776.
Makes me feel so upset.
Brazil, that's one thing that sometimes it not blows me, but they don't have a sense of nationalism as much as we do as Americans, or the way we love our country. You definitely don't see as many Brazil flags around. But like, I love Brazil though, so you're gonna see a Brazil flag on me. You will. But this magnet that I got is cool, and ultimately, what I was building up to is like the architecture here, unreal, bro.
So okay, let me update you with some real Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. You fact check me. When did Brasilia? When did it become what it became?
So the second half was built on the government built on the Juscelino Kubitschek. It was 1950. Okay. So the second part.
So that's what I'm saying. 69 is when they like finished their national mall. And it's set up a lot like DC. They got a national mall. District Federal is about 2,200 square miles, I read. And like, I was trying to compare this with one of her friend's moms the other night. That's like the size of the DMV, give or take, like of Maryland and Virginia, the area surrounding because DC itself is small, pequeño, it's 62 square miles numerically. So that's more like just like downtown Brasilia, where you have their national mall. They have what I call the Coliseum, but remind me, what is it called? BRB Arena?
Mané Garrincha.
Mané
Garrincha.
Mané Garrincha.
Yes.
Mané Garrincha.
That was the name of a famous soccer player.
Oh, everyone's shaking their heads. Yes.
At least I know something. And they finished building Brasilia in 1960. So in 69 probably was something else.
Question for everyone in the room: who's the most famous Brazilian soccer player ever? No.
Neymar is the most famous
actually,
in the
yeah.
world right now.
But you know what I only know about Neymar? That like
We have two soccer players, Kaká e atualmente no Real Madrid
okay. I remember Neymar from World Cup days, and like I remember reading something like he built a mansion and they were like fining him millions of reais for how he environmental. I just remember being like, how are y'all fining him for this if like I don't know, it just seemed a bit hypocritical, but that's a different
It's like
story.
Different opportunities.
But I guess the paparazzi are on him like they are Messi or like they are Tom Brady.
Right
any
now,
other big.
he's very famous. Like he's the most famous soccer player.
You know, I didn't really used to respect soccer much. I was such a dumb kid, right? I just didn't respect it. I just thought, ooh, kicking a ball. But yo, having 4K TVs for the World Cup and like her family came. I have 6 minutes here, but it's more like 5 minutes, right? 4 minutes. But when her family came last year for the first time ever to meet, and like when I got to meet them, it was World Cup. So we watched it, and like to see the way they put the spin on the ball, oof, it's crazy. That's crazy.
I think the best part of watching soccer,
and it flies around. You're like, oh, like what?
No,
like,
baby. The best part of watching soccer is being around someone that is a big fan. Because like
that's
the
any
way
sport,
someone
though.
is very exciting.
Sport.
But like
I didn't understand the mechanics.
I cannot feel that. I don't feel that on.
I didn't know you could kick a ball and it go around people, and like that's like Jedi mind trick.
That's
like
physics. Gravity.
She said that's physics. Gravity. If the Earth didn't suck, we'd all fall off.
There you go.
Yeah.
But we are here.
Huh? 5 minutos. 5 more minutes. There we go. That's what I have here. 5:20. There we go. Oh, that brings us to. I have to say, 4:20. When we got what? 9 minutes. 10 minutos. But yeah, no. Back to the main. Brazilian architecture. It's fire. I got this little magnet, but it's got the dope bridge. Torre de Brasília. Well, what's the TV tower in downtown Brasilia called? That's Torre
Digital.
Torre
in
Digital.
Lago Norte. Yeah,
Lago Norte.
The farther one.
Okay, Lago
Torre
Norte.
Digital.
Okay.
Oh wow, I just got an update here. It's now Torre das Flores? Capital das Flores.
New sponsorship?
Before it was digital TV because
Before it was digital TV.
But
nowadays
touristic place.
It's a tourist place for everyone to go.
Call it the Tower of the Flowers.
Tower of Flowers. No way.
Interesting.
Today, you can see the new banner and a lot of different attractions.
Torre de Flower.
They probably private. It's private now.
She's like, it's private
the difference
now.
is
New
like
sponsor.
if they had to change the name for what it was bringing the people there, of course there was some third part company over there.
Cathedral de Brasília. Catedral de Brasília. Beautiful. So beautiful. Congresso Nacional.
Okay, what's the next thing? Like you're going back to America in less than 2 days. What are you gonna do? What's Brazil like, and what do you need to do before you fly back?
Oh, what do I need to do before I fly back?
Could it be açaí? Coxinha de tilápia?
Ooh. Well, I might have to get these tattoos for sure. Definitely gonna finish writing that song while I'm here on like Brazilian territory.
Estou ansiosa.
Right. Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. Like that was a little surprise, and it kind of matches up what you said. Like seeing you in live and imagine you singing in Portuguese is like hearing you speaking in Portuguese for me. It's a very big step. Mm-hmm. I never imagined how was Johnny speaking in Portuguese. Like how he wouldn't sign, because when I speak in Portuguese, my voice changes. My personality
changes. I feel like Spanish, I've seen a new Ju when you interact with your parents and your friends. It's like Jujubinha. This is the baby Juju I got to see of like her as a kid, like come out. But it's the way I am, like when I'm like vibing with my music on stage. But I'd say I want to finish the song, and I really just want to like enjoy. I want to go to Flamingo, that motel with you, not for the motel reasons, but for the view. That view, it sits atop a hill, and like I said, the best thing that Brazil has, that,
it's
like,
a very high part.
America has it too, but in its own ways, or like the breathtaking
vegetation
views we don't have in America what they have here, like with just the views.
But that makes sense whenever you're talking about Chapada, you said about the environment. Like, how was the vegetation? When we came here, it was winter, so everything was dry and
now everything was
nothing
overgrown.
colorful. And now it's spring here. You got rain the whole time, and it's just
waterfalls,
like beautiful.
They were charging. It started pouring rain when we were there. We camped out under a rock. Fumaun. We ate el comida, or ate some food. It was good. You know, we took
Tromba d'água.
Tromba d'água.
It's like when the water just comes and you are in the middle of nowhere and just like
what
save
are those
yourself.
little candies we got too for like only like 30 reais?
Paçoca in Brazil is like our Reese's.
It's like peanut butter fudge, bro. It's like the inside of a Reese's, no chocolate. Oh, so fire, bro. We're in our final minute. We want to thank you guys all for watching. Muito obrigado.
Muito obrigado, Rádio Federal, pela oportunidade.
Until we meet again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mas estou muito feliz. I'm very happy to be here.
Feliz.
Thank you for being the first woman.
Yeah, first woman ever on my podcast. There we go. Ciao.
Ciao. You left me hanging. I did this.
Wow, I thought you were waving at the camera because I waved at that camera.
No.
I'll do the ciao shot, just me.
Ciao.